Ladies and gentlemen, we are just over a week away from the launch of Season 5 of Modern Warfare, and of course, that also means the launch of Season 5 of Warzone as well. And whether or not you have the full game, or you're a free-to-play Warzone player, you're probably interested to see what exactly is going to be changing, not just in Modern Warfare, but specifically in Warzone come Season 5. And that's exactly what we are going to be talking about today. Over the past week, we have seen 3 different teasers regarding Warzone, and specifically what is going to be happening to the map. And in this video, we are going to discuss that and discuss what is exactly happening to those locations. But on top of this, we are also going to be talking about what is going to be changing gameplay-wise in Warzone, and some stuff on the back end, and what we can expect from possible game modes coming out in Season 5 as well. So honestly, we have a lot to talk about today, so without further ado, let's just jump right into it. So the first thing that we're going to talk about here is the map changes, and these are the things that were given to us in the teasers this week. The first one was coming from Nick Merck's channel, and he showed us this little teaser here.
August 5th, 10:46.
So I don't think I need to fully go over this again. I've already done it in 2 separate videos, but basically what this is showing you is the inside of a train. The specific train on the map can actually be found. It's there right now, but obviously that cutscene was from the interior of it. On top of that, there is a code in the top left-hand corner of this little cutscene. It says 6D, and this is referring to the actual coordinates on the minimap where this is taking place, which is kind of cool because it helps us find the train, and we know exactly where this is going on. But I actually think in regards to the train, this might actually be a little misleading. Now, the question is, why do I say that? You see, at the beginning of Season 4, train tracks were added going around the entire bottom left-hand corner of the map, not just in Section D6. Now, there's 2 interesting parts of this. First of all, you may notice that this train track that was fully looped in the beginning of Season 4 does not actually go through Sector D6 of the map, which means that this probably isn't going to be the full loop and the full scale of the train. However, it is strange that they added this at the beginning of Season 4, and nothing came of it for basically 2 months. A whole season went by, and nothing happened with these tracks. So the question is where is this train going to be moving, what's going to be on it, and how is it going to affect the game of Warzone? And to be quite honest with you, I don't know, but what we do know is that there were 2 tunnels added in, one by Hospital and one kind of in front of Hospital. I'm willing to bet that the train almost has to go here, as what would be the point of adding in these tunnels if there wasn't going to be a train going on them. So that's pretty much all we have for the train station, and for trains, we're going to have to wait to see exactly where the train goes on the map. However, we do have a bunch of information about Stadium, and that comes from the other 2 teasers. I'm actually going to play them back to back so you can see how they kind of play together. So this obviously takes place at Stadium. You can see the inside of it. You can see some concession stands. It even looks like in the second video that you can actually see out onto the field. But we also know this because in the top left-hand corner, it says 5G, which is the, once again, quadrant on the minimap, which takes us exactly to Stadium. Now, the part of this that you have to figure out is, I've heard a lot of people say that they think this is a nuke going off. The fact that there still is a camera inside of Stadium that is still on after the explosion, you can see the time difference between the 2, and on top of that there's only some flames inside, you can hear a helicopter outside, tells me that this is absolutely not a nuke, and in fact is just some sort of bomb that is inside a Stadium. Now, once Season 4 came out, so almost 2 months ago, there was a leak that the Season 5 cutscene was going to be a bomb inside of a bag that goes off inside a Stadium, and this is kind of matching what we are seeing here with the teasers. So what I'm guessing we see see is Stadium kind of blows up. It blows some holes in the wall. You can then get inside of it. And on top of that, the roof is going to be off the stadium as well. The reason why I say this is because in an image that we saw in some Season 4 promotional stuff actually shows us Stadium. You can see inside of it. There's no bubble on the roof of it. And on top of that, on the left-hand side, there's actually some sort of grapple or something that looks like you can take it all the way up to the roof, kind of like how elevators currently work in downtown. So, Stadium is also going to be opening up. So the two big locations that are going to get changed are Train and Stadium. Now, the other thing that I'm like 90% sure is going to update almost right away in Warzone is the bunker Easter egg. So as we know, even before Season 4, we had the update to the bunkers where if you had a red key card, you could get in some of the bunkers. And on top of that, if you did the Easter egg, you could get inside bunker number 11. And inside, you'd find nukes and everything along those lines. But since then, we have had nothing to do with the bunker Easter eggs until a couple of weeks ago when the numbers were removed from the outside of the bunkers. None of them are able to be open except for bunker 11 if you do the Easter egg, but all of the numbers are gone. Why? We don't really know, but they're just not there anymore. So assumably at the beginning of Season 5, there's going to be some sort of change to the bunkers. You're going to be able to get inside them, or maybe even the second level of bunker 11 will be able to be open. And there has also been some other people who have glitched inside bunker number 10, found a massive nuke silo, and we still don't know how this is going to affect the game either. All we know as of right now is that the bunker Easter egg is still going to happen. We just don't know when, what it's going to do, what it's going to change, or what it's going to show us. But I'm assuming with Season 5, that may actually change. Now, the next thing that's going to be new with Season 5 is weapons. So first of all, we are going to get 2 new weapons. It's the same thing with every season. And right now, the 2 rumored weapons that we're supposedly getting in Season 5 are, first of all, the AN-94, which is, of course, an assault rifle. An interesting thing about the AN-94 is it's actually never been in a Modern Warfare game. It's been in multiple Black Ops games, but never a Modern Warfare or Infinity Ward game. This is going to be the first one. The second weapon is kind of a fan favorite. It's also kind of confusing. It is the R700. Now, of course, this was a fan favorite in Modern Warfare, the first Modern Warfare game, but based off of the in-game files, the R700 that's actually in-game right now looks a lot more like the intervention from Modern Warfare 2. So which gun is it going to be more like? I don't know. Maybe there's going to be different weapon mods and attachments where you can make it a little bit more like either of these 2 weapons. Now, as far as Warzone goes, there's also going to be some other changes as well with weapons. The first of which is ground loot. So every single season, at the beginning of the season, they change up the ground loot so different weapons can be found. Right now, some of the best ones are the Bruin, the M13, and the MP7, and we're kind of got used to all of these over the past season. But it seems like at the beginning of the season, they change up the ground loot. They add in new weapon blueprints that are of some of the new weapons and that are in the battle pass. So we're going to see similar things with Season 5 as well. Whatever weapons are in the battle pass is kind of what we're going to be finding on the ground in Warzone. And then the other weapon change that I'm sure a lot of you will be excited about is the Gulag. Same thing goes with the beginning of a season. They like to change up the Gulag weapons, and lately we've seen a lot of sniper rifles, melees, crossbows, things along those lines. In the past, we've seen assault rifles, and at the very beginning, we had pistols. So I was kind of trying to brainstorm and figure out what they haven't had in the Gulag yet, and the 2 that really came to mind were LMGs and shotguns. So I wouldn't be surprised if those were the 2 that we see inside the Gulag, but that is just a guess. All we know is that they're probably going to change up the Gulag weapons. The other thing that we get in Warzone, especially at the beginning of seasons, is new game modes. And if you don't remember, way back at the launch of Warzone, there's actually a whole bunch of game modes leak, and a bunch of them have already been added to the game. For example, Juggernaut Royale was one of them, another one was Stimulus, and as we've known, those have already been added to the game. But there are, I believe, 5 game modes that were in those leaks that have not yet been added, and I would be willing to bet some of them are probably going to be coming out in Season 5. So these game modes include more Gulag, more problems, and obviously this, you're going to be able to get multiple Gulags and win multiple times to respawn. BYO loadouts, which is Battle Royale, but you start with your own loadouts. Non-stop is where the zone constantly moves in, and obviously that'll make the games a little bit faster. Run Like Hell sounds similar, except it's not the same. It's normal Battle Royale, except the zone closes much faster. And then finally, Pew Pew, which is pistols only. Honestly, most of these I'm actually looking forward to, except for Pew Pew. I'm just not that interested in that. The rest of them I think will be a good addition to the game. So this is pretty much everything that we can expect out of Season 5. We know we are getting the map changes with the train and stadium. We know we're getting new weapons. We know we're getting new game modes. And as far as surprises, we might have some additional map changes that are a little bit smaller, just some movement of buildings or something along those lines. We also are probably going to have some bunker Easter egg changes as well. What that is going to be is really up in the air. I'm guessing it's going to be there right away with Season 5, and of course, once that happens, we'll be searching for it, and as soon as we find anything, I'll be putting it on the channel. So, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you do so. We're on the road to 1 million subscribers. We're quickly getting there, and if you want to be a part of it, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, if you enjoyed the video, it is always appreciated if you do hit that like button, and let me know what you'd specifically want to see in the future of Season 5 down in the comments below. But as always, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, peace out.
We are reaching for the stars.